This week's episode is a special request from my subscribers. I asked in the community page if you guys wanted to see a compilation of all the celebs discussing their workouts. Well, after weeks of searching everything I could get my hands on, here it is. Thank you to all those who voted. The wait is finally over. Just a quick request, if you're a fan of this channel and its content, this video literally takes hours to research and compile together. So if you got any value out of this, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. This channel is a labor of love, and I thank you sincerely for all your support. These are all male celebrities, but if you're interested in a female celebrity version of this, let me know in the comments below. Without further ado, here is the compilation video of all the celebs discussing their workout and diet plans. Hugh Jackman diet and workout tips.
Eating is the key. 70% is eating. It's about 4,000 calories a day. Maybe 4.5 as I'm bulking up, and then it drops down as I'm leaning up, it drops down to about 3,500 calories. Not the fun calories. This is the chicken, fish, maybe steak, always protein 6 times a day. Protein, steamed vegetables, and occasionally some brown rice or something like that. Protein shakes, and just like that. No alcohol, no sugar. Pretty much nothing that's fun. Someone who likes routine and discipline, weirdly.
Wolverine, did you do 3 hours a day?
3.
3 hours a day.
So 2 hours in the morning and about 45 minutes in the afternoon.
Okay, and what were you eating?
It's very time consuming.
What do you, is this where you get to eat everything? You have to eat 6,000 calories a day?
Yes.
I read that in Hollywood Reporter.
This is I literally rang Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. I said, man, I've seen you in some movies. I said, what's going on? What do I do? And he went through the diet, and it was 6,000 calories, eating every 2 hours,
But
which basically, like unfortunately, right? No,
you're not eating that.
It'd be easy to get 6,000 of these.
Yes, yeah.
That's one nachos and a pizza, but no, it's a meal would look like 2 chicken breasts, steamed broccoli,
so it's still
beans,
lean stuff.
And maybe some
The very
carbs.
first movie, I had no idea. I was basically a skinny guy. I was doing Oklahoma here in London. I got the part. I went. And I had 3 weeks, and I was like, oh, cool, 3 weeks, I'll be able to turn into Wolverine. Literally, they had to shoot. If you watch X-Men 1, the very first scene I shot is me coming down in the mansion downstairs, down that blue hallway, running down with my shirt off, and they had to shoot around me because it's just really not good. And so they shot the very first scene at the very end 4 months later because it took me that long. So for this one, I rang Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and because I had to do Les Mis, and I lost some weight for that, and I said, what do I have to do? And he said, you got to have minimum 6 months. And I really had some time before Les Mis, so I started the training probably a year out. But so I eat 6,000 calories a day. I train for about 3 hours a day in the gym.
Every day.
I train every day, but I don't do weights every day. I do weights like 5 days a week.
Right, so it's not just free weights. You'll do machine workouts as well, do you?
No, pretty much free weights.
Free weights all the way.
Yeah, the free weights are much better to stay injury free.
Right.
Yeah.
I seem to get injuries more when I'm on the machines, but you know, the key things are like deadlifts and squats and, you know, obviously bench press and one-arm rows, military press, things like that.
It's an all-year thing. I probably spent 18 months doing it, really. And we wrapped the film, and I went straight back into training. Deb's like, you're obsessed. You finished the film. I said, yeah, but I might need to do it again, Deb. She goes, no, you're obsessed. I finally had to give up that idea that you can do it all in an hour and a quarter a day. You can't. So eating is the key. 70% is eating. That's a good way to do it. But for me, I just lose too much size doing CrossFit. So I do 2 hours in the morning, an hour of cardio, hour of weights, and then I do a weights cardio mix in the afternoon. More like a CrossFit in the afternoon. Yeah. But I have to do some heavy weights and all the things you don't want to do, like the rowing machine, like the front squats, like the deadlifting, all that stuff. Well, basically train for 3 hours a day and eat
a lot of protein.
A lot of food. And I actually got the diet from Dwayne, The Rock Johnson, who's a mate of mine. And every day what I do is I eat for 8 hours and I fast for 16. And so from about 10 in the morning till 6, for this I eat way too much and then nothing after that.
Alexander Skarsgård diet and workout tips.
Okay, did you start to psychologically...
Mr. Stallone diet and workout tips.
What you eat is what you is.
Now for the stunt work, you have to be in top shape. And you are looking fine in this film.
Thank you.
So what do you do to stay in shape?
I work out pretty much every day. I've tried to change the routine. I'm always looking for new bodybuilding routines, and I have. So now I've got it down to like an hour a day, 5 times a week, but mostly it's all diet. What you eat is what you is.
So I take it you're not ordering pizzas for room service?
How'd you know? But you are, right? I caught you already. I knew it. Now, if you eat great, really great, Monday to Friday, from Saturday to Sunday, you can turn into the biggest hog in the universe, and you won't gain an ounce, and you get it all out of your system. So all you have to do is be good for like 4.5 days during the week.
Do you try and gain a little weight between films?
I try to do it, believe it or not. I overdo it on the weekends. During the week, it's almost all protein, and by the Friday night, I'm ravenous, and then I'll bulk up. And then by Monday, I'm back on the regime. That way, my body at least is appeased a little bit. But never bulk up full of it. I did it once in Fist, and I've never had a more difficult time in my life. Oof.
Taking it off?
Oh, boy.
How many calories a day are you taking?
Sometimes I'll be down to 1,100. Yeah, I'll be down to 1,100. And then on the weekend, I could be up to like 9,000. I mean, we're talking tons of French toast. We're talking about peanut butter in my hair. You know, it's like, yeah. There you go.
Zack Efron, diet and workout tips.
Believe it or not, the hardest part was physically eating that amount of food. I had to put on about 17 pounds. It was crazy. I mean, aside from the training, which was literally, it consumed my life for a while. Very intense, a lot of heavy lifting. I won't get into that, it's boring. The hardest part was eating, you know? You just have to eat a ton of calories. And it was all hard calories. It was a lot of chicken breast. I was eating so much chicken breast that the hardest part about it was actually chewing it all. So I would just put it into a blender, blend it all up, and just drink chicken. Also, I had to eat like a ton of food. So there were sort of these pre-packaged meals from this company called Zen Foods out of LA, and they just put like 6,000 calories into containers and would just feed it to me all day.
Did you say 6,000 calories?
Up to 6,000 calories a day.
A day?
I remember the first day, I was in pretty good shape when I came into this movie. I was skinnier, but I was in good shape. Right. And I thought, oh, you know, I know what I'm doing here. He wanted to make sure that I left my ego at the door. So one of our first days of training, he was like, all right, 200 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and you're done. And then he just walked out. And I was left there to do 200 pull-ups.
Mark Wahlberg, diet and workout tips.
What's your diet like? You said you're eating chicken, but what specifically, like if you get up at 3 in the morning, what are you eating?
Egg whites, Ezekiel bread, almond butter, and then I'll work out. Then I'll have yogurt and Greek yogurt and a shake, and then I'll have a chicken cooking. Then I'll eat a rotisserie chicken. Then I'll eat turkey burgers. Then I'll eat a fish. I eat probably 7 or 8 meals a day, every 2.5 hours.
I really wanted to look the part. I was just like 10 meals a day plus the weight gainer and all this stuff. It was fun for like 2 weeks because the first movie I did, I had to really kind of get thin. But after that, it was like, I know more.
So wait a minute. So what was the one food that you got totally tired of eating?
Chicken. Chicken. Loads of chicken. Pounds and pounds. I would eat at least 2 rotisserie chickens a day myself.
Oh gosh, but once I signed on to doing the movie, I was committed to getting as big as possible. And that just meant going back to doing what I used to do when I was really young, lifting as heavy as possible, and eating 10 to 12 meals a day. And you know, I drink 2 or 3 mass gainer shakes a day. And my calorie intake was pretty damn high. And my gas was horrible.
Henry Cavill, diet and workout tips.
He eats a lot of things.
Well, name one.
I mean, okay, it depends. If I'm mass building, then I'll eat burgers and stuff.
Mass building?
Yeah.
See, that's
if
where
we're different.
We're different people. Yeah, this is fantastic. Mass building, that's what they call it, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to get your arms bigger, so
exactly.
your chest. Yeah, that's cool.
But then when you...
No cardio?
No, I run. That's a savory answer.
Yeah. So what is the real answer?
I think they get it.
Oh.
I think it's a very long, complicated process with a lot of knowledge required to achieve the thing. That's why we have our trainers who do all that and just tell us what to do and tell us what to eat. I would say, as far as a tip of the person who's being trained, is when it starts to hurt badly and you want to quit, that's really when you shouldn't quit.
This is obviously you with your shirt off. Now, how long, again, I don't know what you looked like beforehand, but like how long did it take to be that?
To get to that stage,
Yeah.
it took 5 months of pre-production training, and that was about 4 months into shooting. Yeah, so 9 months.
For Chris Pratt, diet and workout tips.
Transforming yourself is really not hard. It's just it requires consistency and dedication, and you have to be willing to sacrifice the things that you want. You have to trade things that are fun, like alcohol consumption, you know, meals at restaurants, things like that, for, you know, long, arduous periods of time exercising and physically exhausting and grueling work. It's, you know, I was capable of doing it. I think anybody could do it if they wanted to. But unless you had to, I don't see why you would want to.
Your fans are saying Chris Pratt eats no fat. Is that true?
No, I eat plenty of fat. I eat plenty of fat. The problem is, people want to know what the secret is. The secret is, you can't do it in a month.
Thank you. I like that.
It takes 8 months, or a year, or a lifetime of consistency, working out every single day, and eating properly, and truly feeding yourself, not starving yourself, but giving yourself proper nutrition to heal. You have to burn off all the crap you've put in your body, and then you have to replace it with really good food and fuel. And it takes a long time, but really 8 months is not that long. I mean, what were you doing in May, right?
Yeah,
that
exactly. That was
ago.
yesterday, right?
And when you're looking back, 8 months goes by really quickly. When you're looking forward, it seems like it's crazy. It's a long prospect. Even 8 hours can be a long time. But it just takes a little bit of consistency, and time is going to go by just as fast whether you're doing it or not. So who do you want to be 8 months from now? You want to be in good shape.
Ryan Reynolds, diet and workout tips.
Can you feel like $1 million when you're in shape, when you're always exhausted? Like, when you're always working out, you never feel what it's like to be, you know, fully strong. I just always feel like, whoa, God, my chest feels like somebody like drove a truck over it, you know, so.
I train by myself, actually, and that's not a pride thing. It's just, I just prefer it. I just like it more. I worked with a trainer named Don Saladino in New York who gave me a plan, and then I just do that plan on my own.
And then the diet?
Yeah, I do that. I've done it enough that I know how to do it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ben Affleck, diet and workout tips.
Yeah, I think it's just about, you know, the discipline of continuing to do something that you don't want to do and forcing yourself to show up and keep exercising. I mean, it's kind of that simple, you know. It's not pleasant. It's, you know, you feel like you don't want to do it anymore, and that's when you have to keep going. The workout was a lot of work. I had a great trainer, a guy named Walter Norton, and he, you know, it was about showing up every day. Really, that's the thing. And sometimes I had to do it like, you know, early in the mornings or whatever, you know, before, because I was working on another movie. I was doing Gone Girl before I did this, and so I'd be shooting that movie and then have to work out and, you know, get ready in the mornings before Gone Girl. So it's just about like getting out of bed in the morning, being willing to do it even when you hate it, you know. And I would have totally given up if I didn't know that, you know, I had to be on camera, so I couldn't cheat. I had to like get up there and do it. Otherwise, you know, it would be, you know, you got to be. Audiences expect you to look like a superhero. I'm not in shape. You know what I mean? I'm not in good shape, and I hate to exercise. But I knew that if I didn't get it together, the movie wouldn't work. I wouldn't seem tough or intimidating or like a professional athlete or a guy who was a drug addict and had taken all that energy and you know, put it into working out. So, you know, and to me it started to become a measure of like, how hard am I working on this movie? How much am I willing to give? And it was an external manifestation of that. So I worked out like crazy. I'm actually okay. At first I was really, like, you know, I felt like throwing up every time, and I felt incredibly lazy, and I hated doing it. But like anything, the beginning of it's the hardest. Like the first day is the hardest, second day is the second hardest, and once you get going, it actually established for me like a kind of a discipline where if I did that, if I worked out, and I would tend to, you know, get other stuff accomplished like that I needed to get done, and so it helped me focus for the movie.
What was your diet like to get into the shape that you got in for Batman?
It was like a lot of protein and not a lot of carbs, but just, you know, eating like 4 or 5 times a day, and you know, you have to keep your calories up to build muscle. That was the hardest part. You just get sick of food and you don't want to eat any more like orange roughy, you know, or white fish or chicken, and but you have to sort of keep a steady diet of that, and then just lifting weights, you know, for a couple hours a day, and it gets old.
Dwayne Johnson, diet and workout tips.
4 o'clock in the morning. Then by 4:30, 4:45, I'm doing some sort of cardio. I do this, and then I'll have breakfast, and then I will go do all my strength and conditioning training at a gym for about an hour, and then I'll go to set. Between cardio, strength, and resistance training, stretching, maybe about an hour and 45 minutes.
Okay.
That's not too bad.
Not too bad.
Not too bad, but it's not all at one shot. Well, I think the structure of the diet all starts with whatever the goal is. The diet is structured, and it's probably somewhere between 5,000 and 7,000 calories a day. That's very balanced of carbohydrates and fats and proteins and greens and things like that. The number one thing that a lot of people, for whatever reason, become adverse to, carbs are your friend. I like the way you think. Come on. Carbs are...
Training for me has become very defining. It's become part of my lifestyle. It's defined me in many ways. When I was 14 years old, I started training, and I thought to myself, I want to be successful, and the way I know how to be successful, I think, are the men I admire, and those men in my life were pro wrestlers who were my uncles and my dad, and then they were also Arnold Schwarzenegger and Stallone.
Who were your favorite wrestlers when you were a kid?
My dad, Rocky Johnson, my uncle Jimmy Superfly Snuka, the Wild Samoans.
Snuka was your uncle?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So these men were like big men who always trained and got things done with their hands.
All right, Dwayne, what was your training like for this film? What was your routine?
My routine for this film was training 6 times a week. George Farah and many people who go on bodybuilding.com know who my strength and conditioning coach is. I also have a training coach in Dave Ramsey, and we put together, this was a hell of a prep for a movie like this where it revolves around the world of bodybuilding and that culture of bodybuilding that we love, by the way, that we grew up on. So the prep was a good, 8 to 10 weeks, 6 times a week. Training twice, do my cardio in the morning. But if somebody asks you to spot them, it's really easy. So, hey, dude, can you come and spot me? The answer is very easy, and it's great gym etiquette. You could be comfortable with telling them, say, no, go fuck yourself.
I will remember that.
Gerard Butler, diet and workout tips.
A lot of training. It was a few months, and I'm used to doing it now, but there is that element at the beginning where you actually do have to put down the Cheetos and the cheeseburgers, and you go, oh, here we go. But it's great. I don't know what kind of shape I would be in if I wasn't an actor, because I put these things in front of me, and whether it's learning to surf or learning to fight or getting your body in trim, it's a great thing to dangle in front of you.
Yeah, it is. But then, like, once the shoot is over, do you slack off and just terrible?
The worst. And every time I say, I'm not going to do it, I'm going to stay fit, I'm going to stay trim, and it go normally within 2 or 3.
Chris Hemsworth, diet and workout tips.
The workout was probably more difficult than the actual filming. It was, my body doesn't sit naturally at that weight, so I was consuming many calories and protein, being the main one, and working out 6-7 days.
Movie that you're shooting.
A couple of small salads, a couple of small pieces of protein, and that's kind of it. And you go to bed hungry, and then you have a fasting period of like 15 hours. Like you stop eating completely, and then you have little meals through the day.
You should be skinny for the next Thor movie, like a really scrawny and starved Thor.
I should, a character piece, wouldn't it? It'd be depressed. And
Chris Evans, diet and workout tips.
For about 3 months, we trained in Boston, and it was a couple hours a day, and it was brutal. The tricky part was eating.
You have to eat lots?
Just eating everything all the time.
That sounds awful.
See, you think it sounds nice, but it's not just like cheeseburgers. I mean, you have to eat like these just bland, naked pieces of chicken and rice, and it's not that appetizing. Right. And you're just so full. It's a pretty uncomfortable feeling.
Talk about 2 very important co-stars. Your biceps. They make an appearance. What is?
All right, that was good. That was funny. That was good.
Every time you're about to shoot, are you just like pumping before you roll?
That day we were. I'm not gonna pretend I wasn't. Yeah. The day we did the helicopter thing. You're in a t-shirt. You want to look good. I'm not gonna try and pretend that I just walk around like that. Yeah, you prepare.
Is there a lot of pressure to keep up?
Yeah. The answer is yes. Yes. Yeah, you want to make sure you look the role, and you want to make sure that, it's tough reading those comic books, because in the comic books he's like 6'4", 240 or something. He's a huge animal. I'm nowhere near that, so you want to make sure that you do your best to at least get close to the idea that some of these comic book fans have in their head.
Obviously, you want to look,
pump the guns.
I want to look big. So every time they yelled cut, I'd run off set, and they brought some weights on the set for me. So every time we had a break in filming, I would run off and just start lifting weights. But as a result, you're working out pretty much the entire day for multiple days. So by the end of the sequence, I was exhausted.
I think that on the set, 12, 14 plus hours a day, how are you able to then sleep and then also make time for the gym?
This is what happens.
Okay.
You get yourself as big as you can, and then as you're shooting, you slowly get smaller. It's just what happens. Throughout the movie, you just slowly lose your mass. So you need to come to set as big as you can possibly get yourself in anticipation of exhaustion.
Jake Gyllenhaal, diet and workout tips.
I end up training twice a day because I had 5 months and I thought, how do I expand 5 months into longer? You train twice a day, then it's 10 months, you know? And then that's 10 months of learning in 5 months. And so I just trained and trained and trained. And obviously, in order to learn more, once you start to learn more, you need your body to be in a place where you can continue to do
Michael B. Jordan, diet and workout tips.
Like literally, you know, brown rice, grilled chicken, broccoli, a gallon and a half of water a day, and working out 2 to 3 times a day, 6 days a week for about a year and a half. And then your body will change.
Wow.
It will definitely change.
My favorite breakfast would be, I like to taste things, so I'll get a little bit of everything. So I think I'll do the hash browns, the breakfast tomatoes, home fries, depending on who's making it, turkey sausage, cheese grits, English muffin, and then I'll do like a croissant, like a bacon, egg, and cheese with a little bit of jelly. It's the sweet and salty thing. That would probably be the perfect breakfast for me. Maybe pancakes. Maybe pancakes. If I'm doing intense training, probably do around 6 meals a day. If not, if I'm lucky, 3 meals a day. I only drink coffee when I'm prepping and when I'm shooting. When I'm training, I'll drink about a gallon and a half of water a day. Normal days, probably not drinking enough. I got a gym in my house, so I usually just head downstairs and work out. It's convenient. Warm up, jumping rope, you know, get the heart rate up a little bit, push-ups, sit-ups. I like circuits. You know, it gets in and out. You know, you work out for like 45 minutes and, you know, you get the shower and get on about your day. My thing is I probably work out maybe 2 to 3 times a day. If I have a goal, if I'm prepping for Creed, then we'll do a lot of like, you know, weight training and boxing and working out around what a boxer would actually do. If I'm doing something like, you know, Killmonger for Black Panther, it'd be more massive, it'd be more weight training, trying to get bigger. So it just also all depends on what I'm trying.
Across from an athlete right now. Like you still have the size on you.
Yeah, a little bit. I tried to keep it. I'm not that. You know what I'm saying?
You're not,
I'm not.
It looks
that.
like it.
Yeah, but it's Photoshop. No, but I tried to keep it. Honestly, once you get over the hill, you know, and you did 10, 11 months of training, you don't want to go back because you know how hard it was to get there. So I want to stay a month or 2 out.
But aren't you like, I just want to eat a pizza?
No, this is true, but then I found out you can't eat that pizza. As long as you have like maybe 3 or 4 other meals that's super clean, you can have that cheat meal. And I think that's the misconception sometimes of diets and being healthy, that you can eat what you want. Just within
And the time these boxers put into the gym to get into that incredible shape and go out there and battle for 12 rounds is truly respectable. And it's humbling as well. Like,
yeah, I mean,
brown rice, grilled chicken, broccoli, a gallon and a half of water a day, and working out 2 to 3 times a day, 6 days a week for about a year and a half. And then your body will change. It will definitely change.
That's all it takes, guys.
That's it.
A year and a...
Whenever I get hungry, I'm a creature of habit, so I pretty much order the same things. I either get like a turkey, egg, and cheese on a roll, with a little bit of jelly, or Blue Ribbon. You know, they have great sushi. Chicken burgers, amazing. Phone is it would have to be a break in the day for me. Just go to the gym, work out, or go home, work out real quick, get in the shower, and then knock out the second half of my day. Hobbies.
Christian Bale, diet and workout tips.
I've never particularly been asked to do transformations, but you know, you just get it in your head, and you just go, I need to. That's what I need to do.
He did call me and say, well, you know, how do you look right now? You know, like, how am I gonna seriously be able to suggest to Warner Brothers that you could play Batman ever if, you know, you're that skinny?
Hey, perfect fit.
He then proceeded to put on a lot of weight in muscle terms and really try and bulk up, because I had impressed upon him the idea that for Bruce Wayne to really fill that suit, he was going to have to be very, very large.
I was just stuffing my face all day long and lifting heavy weights and eating more, and eventually went up to like 220 pounds. I just listened to what he said about get as big as you possibly can, so that's what I did. You know?
That's the problem.
Matthew McConaughey, diet and workout tips.
You look really good.
I put 40 back on after that.
Yeah, 40 back on, really? You look
40 back on.
Good. So that's back to normal then.
No, I've got another about 8 to go. Did it as healthy a way as possible. I mean, I met with 2 nutritionalists first, so I found out how I could lose 3.5 pounds a week. So I gave myself whatever that is, 3-4 months. And I ate meals. I just ate small meals.
Like what? What did you eat?
5 ounces of fish, a couple of vegetables, a little something else 3 times a day, and I also had my red wine at night. I started off exercising really hard, you know, going for 2-hour runs, burning lots of calories, and then I injured my ankle, so I couldn't do it for about 10 days. But I stayed on the diet, and I lost just as much weight, and I said, well, forget that, I'm not exercising anymore.
Jason Statham, diet and workout tips.
Exercise that involves a lot of body weight, a lot of very physical things like climbing ropes, lots of press-ups and chin-ups and explosive exercises. I have a certain sort of a regime. We just cut out a lot of the bad foods, a lot of the comfort foods, got a little bit more disciplined and very busy with pull-ups and push-ups. Basically, I was training with a Navy SEAL, and a lot of the stuff that they do, it's almost like the old style of training. Now, there's no machines and elliptical sort of runners, just using your body weight and getting through the pain.
If if diet and exercise are the 2 contributing factors to staying in shape, as long as you employ those, you'll be all right.
How's your diet, man? Is it awesome?
It comes and goes. It depends. If I'm back home indulging with the people that, drink 19 pints a night, it's not much of a diet, is it?
Are you always in the gym?
I'm always doing something. What I do for a living now requires a certain
course.
physicality,
Right.
so I may as well do something to keep that going. Feeling good on set, and it's as simple as that. You can do anything you want. You can lay down for 10 days if you fancy it. It depends what you want to do. I mean, I like feeling good. Working out is part of feeling good. The mind is in tune with the body. Generally, I'd say 90% of the time, I'm doing something to keep myself feeling.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, diet and workout tips.
Fruits, we have vegetables. We have one of my favorite things that when it gets hot, I have watermelons, cut up watermelons. We have, of course, the Radler, which is a German drink, a combination of lemonade and beer. I love it. Most people don't know that, but it's my secret protein drink. Don't tell anyone, okay? This is between us. Okay, so here we go with the protein. You wanted to see how a protein is made? It's nothing special about it. I just put in a little bit of this almond milk. I work out in the morning, from around 7 to 7:45. And then I ride the bicycle every morning for around 45 minutes. And then many times I go back at night and I work out at home in my home gym. When you say squat or deadlift, it's the same thing as saying drinking or eating. I mean, I think we need both, right? So therefore, it's a crazy question. You should try to work out the whole body a minimum of 3 times a week. It's 315, and I'm gonna do 20 reps with 315. And then I'm gonna go and have the guys pull off plates. And then I have 225 left. And then I'm gonna do another 10 reps. And then I'm gonna have them take off another 45-pound plate, and then I have 135 left. And then I'm gonna go to do another 10 reps. Or maybe if I can, do 15 or 20 reps. And let's see if the pectoral muscle is used to that. Because there was a certain way that was done in order to really create the stretch of the front delta and to come down with the elbow here, not just to here, but to come all the way down and then to rotate out and go up and to get that full flex is, I think, the most important exercise to create thighs, big thighs. Raises on a bench. That is a 45-degree bench. This is a specialty, but it is 45 degrees, and to turn your wrist outward like this. Because I was so enthusiastic about, achieving my vision and turning my vision into reality, and winning one championship after the next, there was always excitement and enthusiasm there. So when I went into the gym, I put my gym bag down and I immediately attacked the weights. There was many times we started out by doing maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes of ab work in the beginning to warm up, to do maybe 500 Roman chair sit-ups or something like that to warm up, and then we got right into it, or we go right into the whole thing. But it was right away, warm-up set, then the next weight up, boom, boom, all the way to the top until you just can't do it. And supersetting, everything was always supersetting, and 3 pumped sets and 4 sets in a row, 5 sets in a row. So it changed on what exercise we did, but it was always all out, and like I said, the training partner was always responsible to challenge you at all times. So that was the thing. I challenged my training partners, if it was Frank Zane, if it was Dave Draper, if it was Sergio Oliva, whoever the training partner was in any given moment, we challenged each other, kind of in a fun way, but there was challenge there so that you don't slack off, so you don't give yourself a break. I always smiled when I was in the gym. People always came up to me and says, why are you smiling? You're working out 5 hours a day. You're doing the same as the other guys, but the other guys have a sour face. They're pissed off that they have to do another rep or another set or something. I looked forward to another 1,000 reps of sit-ups. I looked forward to another 500 pounds of leg press or squat. I looked forward to doing more and more curls until my arms fall off. Why? Because I knew that every rep that I did and every set that I did and more weights that I lifted, I get one step closer to turning that vision into reality. So I was turned on by that. I was excited. In construction, I was working out my 5 hours a day. I was taking acting classes from 8 o'clock at night to 12 midnight. I was doing all of those things. I wanted to make sure that out of the 24 hours of the day, that I don't waste one single hour. Those hours were too precious. And so there I just want to tell people, don't give me this thing, I have a difficult time with the time and I don't have time for this and I don't have that. You have time, you make the time. When the President of the United States has time to work out, when the Pope has time to work out, then you have time. It's the kind of things that I did when I came to this country. I mean, I went to school, I was working in construction, I was working out my 5 hours a day. I was taking acting classes from 8 o'clock at night to 12 midnight. I was doing all of those things. I wanted to make sure that out of the 24 hours of the day, that I don't waste one single hour. Arnold. Stop being a girly man and work out. I'm Arnold. You eat fattening food, so you get older and your metabolism slows down. Where does it go first with the guy? It goes to the stomach. But also when you now go on a diet, the first place that it leaves is the stomach. So there is really no specific diet for the stomach. It's just in general, you want to lose body fat. Your body fat maybe is at 15%, you want to get it down to 12% or to 10%. And the way you do that is by burning more calories every day than you eat. So what you want to do is let's say to take 2,000, the number 2,000. I still work out 45 minutes a day in the morning and 45 minutes at night. And do my cardiovascular training in the morning, and then in the evening I do the weight training. Right. Yeah, and I do that every day.
Windows 45 minutes.
Bicycle riding, elliptical, Stairmaster, treadmill. It's a combination of different exercises for doing the cardiovascular training. And then when I do weight training, then it depends what muscle group that you're training. You know, it's just, 100 different exercises.
Jason Momoa, diet and workout tips.
Paying me to do it.
Are you serious?
I'm not doing anything yet. I just climb with my kids, but right now I'm working on a show where it's not needed, and unfortunately I need to get back in shape because I'm just it hurts.
Okay, so you're not someone who enjoys it.
I don't enjoy lifting weight. I enjoy doing the things I love to do, like surfing or rock climbing and, that kind of stuff, but I don't.
How many calories when you're Aquaman, and what's your workout split look like?
I'm really bad at this. I'm really good at just working hard and doing what I need to do. So my trainers are generally they make all that, they format everything. What they do offer me is rock climbing because that makes me sane. It's very challenging for me to work out for vanity, to play a role.
Yeah, you have your shirt off for half the film.
Yeah, but I'd rather because I love climbing and surfing. So it's like if I really need to get to climb a really hard route, I'll have to diet and I'll have to train really hard. So that I just try to wrap my head around how it works for me. And I really love beer, so I will not eat a carb all day long. I won't eat carbs, and this is probably the healthiest thing. But you got to remember, I'm away from my wife, I'm away from my kids. I'm eating no carbs. I'm on some crazy diet. I have to work out in between busting my ass and doing stunts.
Yeah.
The dog needs a bone, and that bone is some Guinness at the end of the night. And I just would like to be able to, because I'm gonna wake up and you're just in pain, go back to work, do the same thing over. It's like the monotony of it. Sometimes you're just you look forward to scenes, but I like to I'm a social butterfly. I like to sit down with my friends, talk about anything else than work, have a couple pints. And, so I try to, not that I condone that, but my body's really used to that. And I have a very funny story, which I've never told anyone.
Okay.
So we were doing Batman vs. Superman, and I had to do
Okay, so some people work out and they deplete themselves of carbs.
Yeah.
So that when you have a little bit of sugar, your veins go up. But I'm just one of those people that have thick skin. Like I have Hawaiian thick skin. I don't have like that, paper thin white where you see veins. I don't vein out. So I was really depleted, and we had water all the time, and then the last 24 hours it's just like a couple ice cubes. So you're just trying to peak for one day, right? It's like a bodybuilder. So I was doing that whole thing. And my body wasn't showing up, and it wasn't happening. And I go to my trainer at the time. I go, "Give me a Guinness, give me a Guinness." And so right before we did the underwater thing, I cracked 2 Guinness, pounded them, and my body's like.
That was your carb up.
My whole thing, my whole body, you can see like my veins going like. I'm like the Hulk. I'm like, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I start filling up. My muscles start filling up because it's so used to having. That's its sugar intake.
Yeah.
I don't like donuts. I don't like chocolate. My thing is butter and cheese. Like that's what I like, and bread and pasta. But I'm like, what really is like?
Beer's the secret.
It is for me, and like everyone's got a different. It's so different.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, don't eat the crap food and exercise. And you don't have to be. We did something to the extreme, and you're lifting heavy weights. But 2 hours a day. Makes you feel better, and just eat healthy. Don't eat such big meals. Eat like little small ones.
So you have to carry around a lot of chicken with you.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, like a tinfoil thing, but you feel silly. But if you just eat salads and you eat small things and peck around, it's not the greatest way to eat. But you're gonna look and feel, and your body is actually alive. You slowly discover food is like fuel, and you can feel when you put the food in how it reacts to you. So.
Channing Tatum, diet and workout tips.
Know that you're gonna have to be on the beach with your shirt off and stuff, because I love food. I really love food, and I'm a lot bigger than Amanda in real life, so I had to try to get as small as possible, and so we just don't look like
And we were saying in the hallway, you have a little bit of a situation going on.
We were talking about this. I like working out, but I don't know how you got to it. How you looked at that movie, I'm like, how does he do that?
Men all around the world feel bad.
I don't want to ask that question.
I do want to do something with, overweight kids one day, because I lose about 30 pounds for each film. I fluctuate in weight. You can do it if you really want to do it. I love watching The Biggest Loser, because it is such a testament to saying, look, you can do it. Everyone does it. You can't. If you can walk, even if you can't walk, you can do it. You can find a way to do it, and it's not easy. It sucks. It even sucks. Look, I was an athlete, in college and in high school, and I have been blessed with great genes, but it's possible. I walk around at like 210. When I do a movie, I'm about 170, 175. It's just because it does. It does, and the film makes you look bigger. As cliche as it is, I probably wouldn't have got a job, especially in the beginning of my career, when I really did not have a clue what I was doing acting-wise. If I wasn't a model and I didn't know how to, work out and stuff, as shallow as that sounds, I probably wouldn't have got a job.
How good did you become at the wrestling? Not that I'm going to challenge you just now, just in case. I don't want you to,
Look, I'm so beat up from the wrestling, you could probably take me. Look, I don't actually know, to be honest. It's one of those sports that you just go, look, could I probably beat somebody that's never wrestled before now? And then yes, at wrestling, not at like a real fight or anything. But I could train for the next 10, 20 years of my life, and I'm never going to be anywhere near what these guys really, really were.
Yeah.
They were superhuman.
So you're completely done with wrestling now?
If I never wrestle again, I'll be happy. I really will. It is such a painfully suffocating sport. I don't know how to describe it to you. You just can't breathe, and you're constantly asking yourself, am I dying, or does this just hurt? Right.
Nelly, diet and workout tips.
Well, when it comes to working out, I've been in sports all my life. So as a kid, I've been playing baseball, basketball, and football growing up. So I've always been, when it comes to athletics, just in that environment. I probably didn't start really taking part of weight training all up until I would probably say, to me, I like to play a lot of basketball. I think for one, it's way more fun. And for 2, I think you get the heart rate pumping, you get the juices flowing a little more. It's the agility factor, it's the stretching from here to here, it's the stop and it's the goal and it's the, it's the intensity of it, and it gets my blood pumping a lot faster, I think, than any other cardio aspect that.
Man.
You always got sit-ups. I got a pull-up bar on the bus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so, it's just little things like that you can always do to keep yourself going and keep your body, juvenated and on the right path. And then when I get to a certain city, I just got to find a gym. I'm going to show y'all a few of my techniques and things that I like to do to stay in shape and sweat it up. Holla. Office.
Push-ups you can do anywhere that you have a floor. So that's pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. Touching and boom. Beautiful. Excellent job, Nelly. Fantastic. He's probably feeling this in his tricep in the middle of his chest right now.
I'm feeling it everywhere. I try not to eat a lot of fast food. I try not to eat a lot of fried foods. I eat a lot of either grilled or baked chicken and things of that nature. I don't eat red meat at all. So I haven't eaten red meat probably in about 12 to 15 years. So my diet consists of a lot of fish, a lot of turkey, and a lot of chicken.
Cristiano Ronaldo, diet and workout tips.
How much?
Yes, how much? How many days? How many hours? What's your routine?
You mean gym, workout, or training?
How about workout in the gym? Since we're in the gym together?
I try to do it like 3 times per week. Specific work, smart work.
Smart work
is the key, I think.
Never had to do ever again in life?
I don't like to, for example, to run in a treadmill. I prefer to run in a pitch or in a treadmill. I don't like it.
What's one thing that you'd really like to try for the first time?
It's genetic, darling. No, I just try to take care of me, to training properly, eat properly, drink properly. So I do it, the basic things, to be healthy, not just the abdominals, but all the body, I think it's very important, not only for my job, but it's healthy too, so I try to do it.
But most of the times, 90% of my successful, if you say to maintain my fitness, my body, it's sleep good, training well, do good recovery, it's the basis, it's not secrets. Yeah. You have to take care of yourself. If you not take care of yourself, nobody gonna help you. So of course I'm not like that every day. Sometimes I eat pizza with my son because if not I'm gonna be bored.
Oh yeah, you're
then,
human at the end of the day.
Yes, it's part of my journey in football and in my life as well. So the point is to take care of your fitness, to training. And eat properly.
How often do you train each week, like in the gym, on the pitch?
I do it not every day. For example, gym, I cannot do it every day.
Yes,
if you get gym every day, you're gonna be tired in a game. So you have to do it the balance. The life, it's all about the balance. And with the age, you start to understand that the most important thing is 100% your body and training smart. It's not the quantity, it's the quality. And I learned about that, of course, when I was young, when I was 20s, 25, 27. You work in a different way than in 28, 30s. It's completely different. But I think I'm still feel good, sharp, motivated, because I think the main point is the mind. If you feel motivated, it's...
Kevin Hart, diet and workout tips.
I think you learn the most from your body and how you respond to things.
As much as we train, as much as we go to the gym and switch it up, what I've learned is that nutrition and diet is 90% of change. You can work out like an animal and not eat correctly. You won't see the changes that you want to see. I was a junk food every day because I was on the road. So fast food was a necessity. It's the quickest and easiest thing. I'm at McDonald's, I'm at Taco Bell.
So what would you say you order now? Like if you're out somewhere and you're like on the go, you need something quick.
You still can do those fast food runs, but because of your knowledge is different. I can get a grilled chicken sandwich and just eat the grilled chicken if I'm in need of food, or I can get a chicken wrap.
You also work with your
time that I spend running is more about clearing my head. It's more about getting out there by yourself and enjoying a run by yourself. I mean, it's you against whatever distance you choose to do. You're not competing with anyone.
So what are you looking forward to tomorrow with the Health Fest?
I'm looking forward to being around people. And
What would you serve?
I'm not a foodie,
Right.
but I am a healthy eater. You know, I do a lot of grilled chicken, brown rice, vegetables, salads. I'm a fruit guy, but I cheat. This may come off as a shocker, but as a black man, I love fried chicken. I don't care. I have no problem saying that. It acts as a cheat meal for me, and I don't just eat one piece. I'll go through a bucket.
Yeah.
It's happened before.
It has happened.
It has happened before.
But it's just, I mean, it's a cheat. It's not
It's a cheat day.
It's not what you do all the time.
No, it's a day. It's a day. But I think, you know, when everybody talks about diet, and you hear all these crazy things where people are like, I don't eat meat for 9 months, and then I eat one piece of bread, and it's gonna cut me up. It's like, you don't have to do that. What you can do is just simply eat clean. Take food with you to work. Pack your lunch.
Because you're on the
this for quite some time. No, you know, within movement, what I want people to understand is that being active is simple. I'm probably the busiest person in Hollywood, and I can find time. You know, it takes nothing to find an hour out of your day, or 35 minutes, or 45 minutes out of your day. But
even if it's just walking.
Just something simple.
Movement.
Get out, walk around, light jog. You don't have to win a race. You can stop, catch your breath, start up again. Simple things, not the heaviest weights, you know, but just something to put you in a position to where you're doing what you didn't do the day before. Jumping rope is always good. Just making your heart.
Jamie Foxx, diet and workout tips.
Wake up. I text the people that I dig and love.
What do you say?
I just send them encouraging, like, you know, there's a few, you know, people that just, you know, really mean a lot to me. Want to let them know I'm thinking about them the whole nine. And then it varies, man. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, I put some work in, so I put in 8 days. So maybe these 2 days I could chill. Get a little. I do the just on the physical part. I get my 50 pull-ups in, 100 sit-ups. You know, maybe 100 crunches, and it's easy. I used to not be able to do it. My boy Tyron Turner.
How many sets for the 50 pull-ups?
For the 50, so I do 15 first, 15 pull-ups. This is what it is. I do 15 pull-ups, 50 push-ups, 100 sit-ups. Then I go back and I do 15 different grip.
Yeah.
So that'll get me to 30. Another 50 push-ups. That gets me to 100 push-ups. I'm done with the push-ups. And then I do 10 and 10 back to the first grip. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to do it every single day. You can do it every other day. And then what you notice is the pull-up bar, and Tyron kept telling me this. Well, I got a homie, Tyron, he played Kane in Menace to Society, and I kept wondering, how is he always in shape? He says, man, I'm trying to tell you, the pull-up bar is the everything. So that, and then just, you know, make the calls on what I need to get done and make sure I'm, you know, in the right, you know, position. And
you drink coffee?
Get the kid. I don't drink coffee.
Dan Bilzerian, diet and workout tips.
I've been meaning to give you guys some training stuff. I know you've asked about it. Sorry, I've been fucking traveling and shit, but so normally for my workout, I do, you know, like a mile, half mile on the treadmill to warm up. It's important to warm up, and it's important to warm up for like all your lifts before you do bench press, before you do any of that stuff, before you go heavy. Like always warm up. It's just not worth an injury. And as you get older, that shit happens a lot more often. Down to calories too. Like if you want to gain weight, you want to put on size, like you need to bring in more calories than you're burning. I mean, it's a pretty simple math formula. So I would definitely, you know, obviously up your caloric intake, but you want to make sure that there are quality calories. I mean, that doesn't mean eat a bunch of fucking Snickers bars and shit like that. Like you want to be feeding your body with protein every meal, every 3 hours, you know, low glycemic index carbs, like stuff that's not going to make you fat. You don't want to combine sugars and fat. And you know, you want to put on quality muscle. This bulking and cutting shit, that's kind of like old school mentality. I mean, I recommend just, you know, staying lean all year round, putting on quality muscle, not, you know, fucking putting on a shitload of weight, a lot of like crappy weight, and then cutting and then losing some of that muscle. It's just, you know, that's just like old school bullshit. I don't recommend doing that. I say fucking stay lean all year round. Be strict on your diet. Be fucking disciplined. You know, don't have sugars. Don't have processed foods. Don't eat dairy. You know, feed your body regularly. Feed your body good protein sources. You know, meal prep. I mean, that's what I did in college. It's what I did in the military, you know, before I had chefs. I mean, I fucking meal prep because cooking is a pain in the ass, but you really need to eat frequently in order to put on that muscle because you need to, you know, feed your body protein. And it's just, you know, it's not easy to get those quality calories if you're out there fucking, you know, eating a McDonald's and In-N-Out burger and shit. So, you know, fucking be disciplined, meal prep, fucking do the goddamn work. I've been meaning to give you guys some training stuff. I know you've asked about it. Sorry, I've been fucking traveling and shit. But so normally for my workout, I do, you know, like a mile, half mile on the treadmill to warm up. It's important to warm up, and it's important to warm up for like all your lifts before you do bench press, before you do any of that stuff, before you go heavy. Like always warm up. It's just not worth an injury. And as you get older, that shit happens a lot more often. Getting in a late night gym session. Just want to give you guys some nutrition tips for summer. A lot of people were asking about that. I know I've said it before, but cutting out all sugar is huge. Taking out all the processed foods, super important. You want to eat a post-workout meal within like 30 to 45 minutes of working out. You want to have at least 30 grams of protein. You can have some high glycemic index carbs in there to kind of give you the insulin spike. Protein shakes are good. I usually prefer real food, but either one's works. And then if you want to lose weight, fasted cardio is really good. In the morning, wake up, don't eat anything, and then go do your cardio. You'll burn like 3 times as much fat. That's about all I got. Ask me some questions in the DMs, and I'll get back to you. You guys asking about a keto diet. For me, I don't like keto because, you know, I like to have glycogen in your muscles. When you're doing explosive training, when you're doing heavy lifting, your body wants glycogen more than it wants to use fat as a fuel. So for me, like I think for like a performance athlete or like somebody that trains hard, I don't know if it would be as effective. But you know, that's just my opinion. I mean, there's definitely people that follow the keto diet, you know, and train hard. So I forgot to tell you, if you're a fat fuck, keto is great. Keto works super well if you're fat and you just want to lose a bunch of body fat. So for people that don't know what keto is, it's going into ketosis. It's when your body uses up all its stored glycogen and you don't supply any carbohydrates or a very limited supply of carbs, and your body has to switch to use fat as fuel. Like I said, if you're like a super fat guy, I'd recommend it.
Vijit Jamwal, diet and workout tips.
Want to be somebody or you want to achieve something, just go and get it. You don't have to, like, if you've decided I will run 4 kilometers and you can't wake up at 6 in the morning, please make sure you go and run in the afternoon or in the evening. Discipline is a part, is something that could be a part of the past. And make sure you eat a lot. Like if you feel like eating, if you have a sugar craving, make sure you go and eat sugar. But please don't, like, if you feel like eating 1 gulab jamun, eat 1 gulab jamun. Don't go and fill your stomach up with 10. Same is the case with salt. If you feel like eating something salty, go and eat it because your body's craving for it. I was telling somebody that the best thing to learn is from pregnant women. They have certain cravings like, I want to eat pickle, I want to eat something sweet. That's because they know what their body's asking for. Our body's always asking for things. Listen to it and it will tell you what it needs.
What is your body?
Or 8 in the morning. I train whenever I wake up, whenever I have time, whenever I feel like 42 is enough to be born in a family where we do this martial art called Kalari Pite. It's the Indian martial art. It's the mother of all martial arts. You Google it and you will know from Kung Fu to Karate to Jiu-Jitsu to the Shaolin Temple have started from Kalari Pite. So it came to me. If you're training for 1 hour, just train for 1 hour. Just don't do other things. And if you train for 1 hour in 3 days, make sure you train for 1 hour in 3 days, but give your 100. One of the best things and any fitness enthusiast should do, because I think sleeping cognitively grows you, number 1. Sleeping rejuvenates all your cells, number 2. Number 3 is that it recuperates you and makes you very agile for whenever you're ready.
You'll see a change at this very moment.
Yes.
So you start clapping it, and it's called marma. Marma is a calorified form. You can make it like that. Calorified form where you basically touch yourself and heal yourself. And it's the only martial art where you can tap over here. This is the only martial art where you not only learn how to kill, but to heal too. Keep tapping it. And whilst you're tapping, Sushant, and you're listening to me, you don't need to really go to a gym and pump yourself up. What you need to really do is get your immunity high, get the energy flow, get the prana move into your body for that glow, for that health, for that fitness. Like I've been saying it to a lot of people, Sushant, that yes, I'm a part of the industry and you need to really look aesthetically beautiful. But everybody doesn't need to follow that decorum because it takes a very different kind of a lifestyle, which is not necessarily healthy. That's why you see a lot of actors getting depressed, anxious, nervous. So my point is, work on all the systems.
Thank you for watching this entire episode. Let me know which tip was your favorite. If you want to see how celebrities get in shape, make sure you subscribe and like this video, since that'll help me make more content for you to enjoy.